Today we're going to learn how to write a fraction and decimal using hundredths. So if you notice here in this model, our whole is separated into hundredths. Before it was just tenths. Now we're breaking it down even smaller to show the hundredths. Our first example is shade 1/10 of the model, which means you're going to basically divide it into 100 little parts and you shade in one of them. And when you write it as 1/100th. If you write it as a decimal, there is no whole. There is not any tenths shaded. You don't have 10 yet. You just have 1 out of the 100. So I write it as 1/100th. It also can be written on a number line. In a number line, you will notice that it is numbered 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, because in between those little sections are ones. And to finish the number line, we can add this as 30 hundredths, 40 hundredths, and so forth, written as a decimal. But we're going to look at this amount right here. 100th written as a decimal or as a fraction can name the same amount. As a decimal, it's 100th, or as a fraction, it's 1/100th. This is what your practice will look like today. We're going to write the fraction or mixed number and the decimal shown based on the model. In this first model, I know that everything is out of 100, so I know that I will have a fraction out of 100. And I know as a decimal, I will have the place value to the hundredths place. So I have one whole, and then if I count my parts on this side, I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 3 more is 83. So I have one whole and 83 hundredths, or 1 and 83 hundredths. In this model, there's no whole, so I don't have to worry about writing the whole. I know it's out of hundredths. And when I write as a decimal, I have no wholes, and then I have some hundredths. How many do I have? I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and 5 more. So I have 75 hundredths. That is written as 75 hundredths. When I look at it from a number line, I'm going to look where they marked here. It's in between this section and the 50 hundredths. So I know that this is 40 hundredths. And then if I count, I have 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. So I have 47 hundredths, or I have 47 hundredths written as a decimal. Let's take a look at some examples. In this example, we're going to write the fraction or mixed number as a decimal. You will notice this first one, all of them are out of 100. So therefore, I know that I'm going to get into the hundredths place. In this first one, I have no wholes. And then this number is 9. A lot of kids want to put this 9 right here. But if I put the 9 there, that means I have 90 hundredths. I don't have any tens, and I just have this 9 hundredths. For the next one, I have 4 and 55 hundredths. Then on number 10, I have no wholes and 10 hundredths. For 11, I have 9 wholes and 33 hundredths. For 12, I have no wholes and 92 hundredths. And for 13, I have 14 wholes and 16 hundredths. That is how you write a fraction or mixed number and a decimal using the hundredths place.